welcome back to the first episode of the Buds Podcast in 2024. I have Matt, and
Hi,
why is my
I'm glad to
username
be.
Dylan Gamer? Let me change that first.
I'm
I don't know
glad
if
to be
you people
back.
can see that.
Glad to be back.
Well, first, I would like to say, the new special. I promised what I said in there. I said I'll bring back the podcast maybe, and I did it.
And
Um,
finally today, Saturday, January
yes,
13th,
yep,
back.
January 13th. First I like to say, for all the Buds universe fans, whoever you want to call them. I know last year was bad. We didn't post much. We went over here with our podcast. I would say there was some internal problems over here that,
We had the fix.
yeah, we have fixed.
Shout out. No name dropping today.
No name dropping. That's all we can comment on for now. But let's look on the positive side of the podcast, and it should be around for the whole year. We'll try you one or two a month. Um, I know this is a busy season. 2 weeks from today, if I'm looking at a calendar, right, 2 weeks from today is the Royal Rumble. We have the
Nobody
Super
cares about
Bowl.
that.
We have the Super Bowl in about a month, and then we have March Madness, and we have WrestleMania, and baseball season. So there's stuff to talk about.
I like to share my
So
input.
all right,
All right. So what I'm most excited about is in March,
yeah.
Dylan offered to take me to the opening day Red Sox game, paying for me in my ticket.
Well, first of all, the game is in April, not March, and second of all, I'm not. I wouldn't pay for that Red Sox. I would pay for like something cheaper. I said I would get you a birthday gift on May 4th.
And
I I will live
o-
up to that promise, hopefully.
okay, and
And
I'd
yeah,
like to I'd like to point something out. I haven't seen Dylan's hair in probably close to about a year now.
yeah, I got a haircut on
I can
Thursday.
tell it looks
Yeah,
terrible.
it really. Well, see, the thing is, I don't know, the lighting's pretty bad here. Really, it is,
All right.
but it's not a. I mean, I like it. Just the sides, like for me, when my hair gets to like touches my ears, like I hate it. It's like that's when I need to go get a haircut. So it's short.
I
I don't,
see.
you know, but
And
on
I'd like to point that thing out. Last time we had this podcast, Dylan did not have a beard.
yes, I did roll out the beard last year. In February, I was like, do I really want to shave every weekend? And one week I screwed on someone that school said, just grow it out. So I did, and I'm like, I'll just grow it out. And now we're here. But yeah, but first, I want to talk about what happened. What was it? Oh,
Oh, yeah,
I,
no idea
there
what you're
was, there
thinking.
was, well, I want to talk about Bill Belichick.
That was
Um,
yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, Wednesday, or yeah, Thursday, they had the press conference, and for me, I thought it would take up until at least the Super Bowl, at least longer. But they made the decision right there, and Tom, whoever this guy, NBC Sports Boston, what his last name is, he said after the Germany game that Bill's season was done. Nobody Everyone thought he was lying, whatever. But he was right because they fired him, and I did some more research, and I guess Mayo's contract had it so like he would be the next head coach after Belichick, which was supposed to be next year. But since they did so bad this year, Kraft was like, "Yeah, you're out, Bill," which I found out wow, like very shocking.
Yep,
Um,
and I'd like to share my input on that.
yeah, you can. It's a
I think the Patriots
podcast.
made the
That's how
wrong
it works.
decision. Yeah, but you wouldn't stop yapping.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I think the Pats made the wrong decision by hiring Jared Mayo. If you look into it, it's actually a defensive player. He's a defensive mindset is what we had last time. We need a coach that knows football, like
Yeah.
not like only defense. And Dylan, I seriously don't think you know what you're talking about in that regard. I
Well,
feel like you're very uneducated on the fact that
well, I would say football isn't, I follow a lot of everything. I don't like follow just one thing. I follow many things. So you know, I have a lot of opinions about things, and I think one of them was I think Josh McDaniels was supposed to get the head coach job after Bill, but he didn't want to wait that long, so he went to Las Vegas, and now look, he's fired. And he might come back here as offensive coordinator or something, your Mike Vrabel, which people thought he was going to be a head coach, but, after we learned Mayo had that as contract, there you go. And obviously, in the title of this YouTube video, it says 2024 predictions. And you're playing, I actually have mine on YouTube, but I'm not playing that.
all right, I just need a
Yeah.
quick break for a second. Kind of like how people take a break to vape during like school or any event. I'd take a break to play the recorder.
Yeah.
You guys didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I also like to explain that Patriots tickets were an all-time low against the Jets.
Well, the record was bad. I think even if the record was good, say
$5 sold for $7. Second market.
I know, but no one want to go because when they suck. Even if they were 500, the tickets would still be cheap. But obviously, I was talking about this episode is about predictions. With 13 days in, I think we can still predict the year. And
I'd actually like to go first for my predictions. I really thought these through.
Okay, you can go first.
Do you have anything to present on the screen, or is it?
Nope, go.
All right, I'd like to start off by saying that 2024 is going to be the year that Dylan turns 18 years of age.
That is true.
And I find that quite amazing.
Well,
so in that case, one of my predictions kind of goes hand in hand with that. I'd like to start off by saying the Dodgers will beat the Orioles in the World Series on October 31st of 2024.
Well, hey, at least Mookie will win a championship,
Yep, but on your birthday though, and it's gonna be your birthday present because you're getting tickets to go there.
Oh.
To the World Series. We'll see about that. I'm not buying them for you.
You're gonna make your dad buy it like you bought your PS5 or whatever.
I'll make your dad buy it. Like he pays for every single thing that you own.
Well, hey, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
All right, I like to go with a different prediction now because it seems like we start off on the wrong foot right there.
Well, all right. Well, I would like to say my first one too. So I think a repeat.
I thought I'd just say, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I think a repeat of Tom Brady, what he did with the Bucks his first year, will happen this year to wherever team Bill goes. I feel like Bill, he wants to beat Don Shula's record for the most wins, which Shula has 347 wins combined, regular season playoffs. Bill has 333. So I think that might take a season, definitely 2 seasons. And, Shula never passed up an opportunity to call Bill. He called him Belichick in 27 during Spygate and then again for Deflategate. I just think Bill really wants to beat his record, and I just don't see him retiring being so close there to the record that he just says, you know what? No, I'm done. I don't want to be his record anymore.
Yeah, you better shut up. Oh, I thought you meant you're done talking. I'm like, geez, finally.
So yeah, I think Bill win the Super Bowl. I know this is not next year, but it's this season. Like he's gonna have a good season this year. History repeats itself, as they say. All right. So what's your second one, Matt?
This, by the way, my predictions come in no particular order.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to start off another sports one.
Okay.
Celtics beat the Thunder in the NBA Finals. we saw them face off like last week.
Yeah.
That was a really good game. The Celtics ended up losing by a couple, but I think they just came off a back-to-back game against the Pistons at home where the game to overtime. And we've seen a pattern where they lose back-to-back nights when the game goes into overtime. We've seen that against the Pistons and losing to the Thunder. See that against
the Bucks.
The Bucks when they beat the Timberwolves the night before. But I just have a gut feeling that the Celtics will make a deadline trade for none other than, you guessed it, Jimmy Butler.
Oh.
But they do it by not trading anybody. They trade every single pick they have for the next 5 years.
Well, the Thunder have a lot of picks, which I don't think
All right. Well, anyway, I'd like to stray away from that topic because I did not look into that and I don't think that went through. All I just predicted was the Celtics would beat the Thunder. For the record, I don't think they'll trade for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I don't want Jimmy Butler either. I think Taylor and Brown are good.
We know you don't like him.
But I'm going to stay on the sports topic and go over to baseball. I think if you're looking at the ownership of the Red Sox and how the fans have, kind of hated John Henry for the past few years, especially this past year. If the Red Sox are still bad, I think that, Fenway Sports Group will still own like the Fenway Park Red Sox group because they own MGM right next to Fenway, and they're doing like redevelopment projects around the stadium. I think someone like the Saudis, will probably, if they want to go to American sports, sports. I think the Saudis or Jeff Bezos will take over. No, it's not. No, if you look at it, the Saudis have paid WWE over $50 million for like a year for two shows. It helps, and I think if you have someone like John Henry say, "Hey, I will give you this percentage of own the Red Sox. You control the team. I just own this land, kind of." And then like the Saudis are part of FSG, the Fenway Sports Group, and I just think if the season goes bad, we can expect FSG.
I'd like to call you out on that opinion.
You would.
But in a later podcast episode.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like to go with my third prediction here. We're starting to get political, but first I'd like to say my third prediction before we get too political.
Okay.
Extraterrestrials are found in outer space. Now, Dylan may not know what that word means.
Aliens, I know, yeah. I believe in them or whatever. There's somewhere,
What? I'm all set. I'm on the podcast with Dylan. I don't know. I'll have something after the game.
Yeah, I'll make sure I cut that. Oh, I go.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say. I don't have any.
You don't have anything else on aliens? I always say it's like aliens will come.
Actually, no, I do.
Okay. Go.
They'll be found on the moon and on Mars, but also here.
Well,
okay. But they'll be found here in the state of Nebraska.
Really? You wouldn't think aliens would go to, say, Russia, Washington, D.C.? You don't think, you think they're just going in the middle of nowhere? You really think that?
I do.
Okay. Well, for my third one, we'll move on to the video games. I think let's say for Grand Theft Auto 6, there'll be more than one trailer. I think there'll probably be 2, 3
Yeah, they
because
actually said that themselves. So that's not a
well,
prediction. That's a fact.
well, I didn't see that yet, but I think there'll be definitely a lot more than just 2 because I think the games will come out like first quarter of 2025, which means January, February, and March. It's probably will come out early 2025, and like we'll probably know everything by Halloween. Like we'll know everything before then. So that's kind of my prediction that GTA will have a
All right.
lot of trailers.
I apologize for
More
that
than 2.
switch
More
out.
than 2.
I apologize for that switch out. You won't be able to cut it out because you were talking, but I actually stubbed my toe on the floor. Yeah,
Oh,
I'd like to point that
on
out.
on what? Like what? Like your desk? Like the
Probably. I don't know.
oh
I
my,
lost complete feeling in it.
you lost.
All right, I'd like to get political here.
Okay. You
If
okay.
you don't mind,
Yep.
I'd like to send. Before I say this, I want to tell the podcast viewers out there, whoever's watching, um, what was I gonna say?
I don't know what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say that these come in no bias. That Nikki Haley becomes the U.S. president
Yeah. Well, I know New
because
Hampshire, she's leading a lot,
because
and what?
Donald Trump withdraws at the last second.
You really think so?
Because
You
there's an allegation out there tying him with Epstein.
Epstein. I well, didn't the list already come out and like they said Trump wasn't on it or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean he was on. It just means he had ties. Like, and I apologize for that
Yeah.
mild interruption. We did not. I don't think we lost any time. We can still do this. But
Yeah.
now that that
Yeah.
happened,
Well,
I'd like to say that Donald Trump will have to withdraw because there's too much controversy. Therefore, nobody will vote for him, and there's going to be something that comes out saying that he has some sort of health concern. That's my prediction. He won't be able to serve another presidency. All right, Dylan, you go
to
here.
me, all right, well, I want to say something about that. To me, I feel like if Trump wants to win, he
Shut the
has
door.
to win this year because he can't run in 2028. I'm sorry, but that's too old in 2028. By 2032, you just can't. Even at his age, he's fine right now, but he can't do in like 8 years. He can't. In my eyes.
Well,
All right.
He can't in 8 years. He can only do another 4 because he already served one term,
Well,
so he can only go another 4.
no. But I'm saying if he loses this year, he can't win again in 2028. He just can't. I don't see most of America voting for him at that age. You know, they
He
don't
could be
like Joe
dead by then.
Biden. Trump's all right, but I don't know. They
All right,
all right.
Dylan, you go.
Well, for my fourth one, the IWC is gonna fucking kill me for this, but I don't care.
What's the
Roman Reigns.
IWC?
All right. Well, the IWC is the Internet Wrestling Community. Okay. That's cute. Roman Reigns will still be your undisputed WWE champion by the end of 2024. He's not gonna lose it at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes or to The Rock. He ain't losing it. I'm telling you that much. He ain't losing. Get over it and suck it up. Life's not fair. Okay. There were times last year when fans thought Roman was gonna lose that chamber against Sammy. WrestleMania 39, fans thought was a lock against Cody. But hey, this year everyone says, oh, Rock and Roman has to happen at Chamber so Cody can win. Well, Rock and Roman has to happen at WrestleMania because, Matt, would you wake up at 5 a.m. to see Rock and Roman?
No,
That's what I'm saying. Like the casual viewer, like you, wouldn't want to wake up at
I
5
wouldn't even
a.m.
consider myself a casual. I'd say I'm not even a viewer.
Well,
I will say that one indie event we went to, shout out Proving Ground Wrestling at the Knights of Columbus here. That was a good event, but
yeah,
that's the only wrestling event I foresee myself going to because I'm not. The prices are just outrageous to see.
I mean, it depends what you
stupid
say.
fake wrestling.
Well, don't use that F word, but
Fine,
like,
scripted.
all right, yes. Well,
Fine.
all right. Well, most people consider a casual viewer like you, who may not watch every week, but may watch the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. That's who they care about.
Yeah, over your house on January 28th.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to say that, but but hey. Um,
Well, that's fine.
yeah. Well, I'll just bleep the location.
Good
But
shit.
yeah, Roman ain't losing this year. I'm sorry. Suck it up. Acknowledge your tribal chief.
Yeah,
Love your
it's
ones.
about time. It's about time. There's a new tribal chief in town and a new
I
undisputed
mean,
champion.
hey, The Rock said 2 Mondays ago that he wants to sit at the head of the table.
Yeah, and he's
So
gonna sit the head of the table because Roman Reigns is gonna get beat.
no, Roman is going to smack that boy across the face.
I think that might be racist, but okay. All right.
Dude, the cousins. The cousins.
Moving on.
Oh, yes. Yes, go.
Moving on. My final prediction.
Okay.
This one's kind of a vague one, honestly. It's a little touchy on the subject.
Okay.
But Russia will withdraw from Ukraine following a proxy war right in Yemen, which is starting to start right about now. I'd like to add on to that the U.S. Within the last 12 days fired numerous airstrikes into Yemen.
Well,
as a defensive, as Yemen was launching missiles at our boats.
okay.
And
Well,
I'd like to add on that Russia will have to withdraw as they'll come to the realization that they have bigger fish to fry. Meaning that that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to get too deep.
yeah.
The last thing I
Hey.
want is the Buds getting canceled.
Well, hey,
That already happened once. We don't need that again.
we're going to have a real, someone who follows politics a lot more than me and you on the podcast in March.
Yeah, we're not saying who, but we have someone in mind.
Yeah, we have someone in mind, but think of people, but you will know where it comes.
They're pretty famous. They're
Pretty famous.
pretty famous and notable person.
Yeah, probably about 1,000
something Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be Cody Rhodes, but
yeah,
one day will happen on the
well,
podcast.
hey, people, maybe I know we will get some of the people who we have got on the podcast before. So hey,
I have good diplomatic strategies I can use to try to get people on the podcast, but I'm not going to say who because I do have someone in mind that is already confirming that I'll have to let Dylan know later who it's going to be, but I figured that out this afternoon.
Oh.
Got a new guest. Let me just plug in my phone. I'll talk while I do. I just gotta plug it right in.
Just nice knows that my phone don't die. Well.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Right. I'd like to add on.
Oh, you were. I thought you were done. Okay.
No, just one small thing. I'd like to add on with the Buds podcast will be back for real.
It is consistent. Yeah,
after a year hiatus, we took
over a year.
Yep. So I'd like to reinstate that. All right, Dylan, what's your prediction?
So my last one. We'll talk about media rights deals, TV, streaming like on Amazon. So I think the NBA and WWE have major deals coming up, right? So NBA, they could go back, they can go to ESPN, TNT, but I think Amazon will probably be a major component in all this to WWE too, because there were reports the other day that WWE Monday Night Raw will be going to Amazon Prime starting later this year, and I think that's great because WWE, you can have wrestlers on the halftime show doing those in like football on like the whatever you want to call it, like pregame shows. You can do stuff with Amazon. You can have shows. I know, they really haven't done much with Peacock per se. But I think Amazon you can do a lot more. You can have like special shorts just on Amazon. Like
All right.
there's
Yep.
like
I agree
major
with that.
things. And with the NBA, I think that Amazon should put the league pass on Amazon Prime, just like what NHL did with ESPN Plus, kind of but they put like a bunch of games on the ESPN Plus that are not on national TV. I think that's good for the NBA. You put League Pass on Amazon Prime that people already pay for to buy stuff from, and then and you have a football, you have all these sports on Amazon Prime that's now like, whoa, people are now buying Amazon Prime, and I just think the opportunities for like Amazon, and it's you know the the real thing is that people don't want to pay for cable because it's too expensive. Like, but then you're paying for all these platforms online that's like, oh, well, it's kind of more or the same.
Here, bro.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
You're balding like Trey Young. I'm sorry.
I meant it's messy, you fucking idiot. Go
Well,
fuck yourself. Stop
that
talking shit.
that
Just
too.
add some blurs over those words. We don't need to cut it.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah,
So
go f yourself.
yeah. Go. Yes.
And
Anything else?
I'd like to disprove your last prediction.
Why?
No offense, but that's completely irrational. Um, well, it just turns out that Amazon is robbing us from the endeavors of cable television and other streaming platforms robbing us from cable television. It has become evident that Amazon is taking over,
Well, it's
and
because Amazon has a lot of money.
they don't deserve that reputation for being the place to watch sports, TV, etc. And I'd like to add on that Amazon actually just created a healthcare service. Believe it or not, if you've
Well,
seen
they
that,
have Amazon Books, Amazon Music, like they have
and they have
everything.
Amazon grocery stores. They have
Yeah.
Amazon Healthcare now
Whole
too,
Foods.
so
That's
people
what
will
it
be
is.
getting their healthcare straight from the source, Jeff Bezos. And I'd like to add on that that's completely ridiculous. And that's all I gotta say for to disprove Dylan's prediction.
Okay.
But I'd say all those are quite realistic. Mine are kind of unrealistic to
I mean, I think
think about it.
WWE and Monday Night Raw deal will be announced soon. I don't know about the NBA. I think Amazon could, but who knows? What's your last one?
That's all I had, believe it or not. Let me just double check. But
Oh,
I uh, Nikki
oh,
Haley, Celtics, Dodgers, Russia, aliens. Okay, yep.
oh, oh,
Uh,
so
I
that's
finished.
it.
But
All right, all right.
I'd like to
Anything else you'd like to talk about?
talk about what happened on Wednesday at school.
I don't know if we can. I know what you're going to say, but I don't know.
Well, I don't think you think I know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna talk about the power outage that we had.
The what?
Power outage that we had.
Oh, I thought you were say about something else, but okay.
Okay, well, anyway, I'd like to talk about the Wednesday power outage.
It lasted for 2 hours, and this is what the best thing was. The principal knew what she was doing, by the way, because when she got announcements,
Hey, no
and
defaming the authorities at Peabody High.
yeah, what about it?
No defaming them. You don't talk about
Why?
that.
I no.
Fine, go ahead,
All I'm
go
saying is
ahead.
that the principal knew what she was doing. She made the announcement and sounded like she was going to say, "Oh, we have no more school for the rest of the day." But all was that the grade 10 assembly was canceled, and everyone was like, "Oh, we thought we were going to go home." Like, and the power and like shut off the power so like everything can like be turned back on.
Some would say that's click someone or not someone. A lot of people are saying that was like clickbait.
Well, I mean, she knew what she was doing. Come on, like you can't. Anyways, anything else to talk about?
Well, I'd like to add on that.
MLK Day, yeah, Monday.
I'd like to talk about MLK Day
Okay,
on Monday, believe it or not.
okay, okay.
Well, pe- Dylan, you can go first. Actually, I need to prepare myself for what I'm gonna say.
Well, on MLK Day, you have the Eagles and the Buccaneers playing on the day, which actually brings up a point to me. Tom Brady left the Bucs, and they've made the playoffs before the Pats did, and the Pats had 4 years to do it. And the Bucs just said, "Oh, yep, we're in the playoffs." Like the Buccaneers, like the fact that
Sorry.
like they're in the playoffs instead of the Pats are crazy to
Yeah.
me. Like it's crazy. I mean, they're playing the Eagles, which I think you and me can agree that the Eagles will whoop their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me when you're done talking about football, because I want to bring up an even greater point that you just gave me the idea of.
Okay.
Well, assuming that we only have a little less than 10 minutes left in the podcast, because the remaining time on Zoom says 10 minutes, but that came up a couple minutes ago. I'd like to say that there's a more important meeting of MLK Day.
Okay.
Other than football and basketball, because the Celtics also play Monday. I'd like to bring up that there's a reason why we have school off, and that's because MLK did a good thing for our country. I don't want to get too deep into it because Dylan already got canceled once over racism. We don't need it to happen again, but
I don't think I got canceled,
but some may argue that.
But I will say that's not why we went away. It was not. I will say it's not because of that.
Well, that happened. Also, that incident happened 2 years ago. That didn't happen.
That happened recently. 4 years ago. Well, it depends which one. I don't know what you're talking about then.
We all know which one we're talking about.
All right. Yep. Well, actually, I have a question for you. Do you think the Cowboys will beat the Packers on tomorrow, January 14th, 4:30?
Yes, I do.
You think that? Okay.
It's not gonna be close. You don't even have to watch the Bucs versus Eagles and the Packers versus Cowboys to know the outcome. You can just like close your eyes, take a nice nap. When you wake up, the NFL is gonna be two shitty teams.
Yep.
Two less shitty teams left in the playoffs. The Packers and the Bucs don't deserve it. I'd say the Patriots are more deserving to be in the playoffs.
No, not this past. No, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Not this past. Yeah, the defense has been good for the Pats, but not the offense. The offense is shit.
All right, well, that's your opinion. You're entitled to that. And one last thing before we wrap this thing up.
Yep.
Shout out Anthony Forte for scoring his 1,000th career point just the other night. I forget what team they were playing because I wasn't there because I was sleeping the whole afternoon because I was tired. Shout out Anthony Forte and shout out Mason Clickstein for taking a picture with Mr. Tellez on his last day. That was a nice gesture of him. And shout out Mr. Tellez for moving on from PVD High, and good luck to Mr. Tellez. I was told to say that, by the way.
Oh, by who, Mason?
By higher ups.
Yeah, by Mason. Well,
No, not him, but other people. So that's one final thing I'd like to say before we wrap this thing up.
I would. Well, I'm not gonna say it now, but at some point, I will about Mason. Anyways.
Okay. We're going that route, aren't we?
Thank you for watching this episode.
Thank you. It was great to be back, and we'll see you. We will see you.
Yep. Want to put your plugs? Social media anywhere?
No.
No. All right. Well, it'll probably be in the bio too. I'll put it down there. You can find all the Buds socials down there too. And yeah, we will talk to you the week after the Royal Rumble with a nice Royal Rumble recap and
with a possible special guest. Not confirmed yet,
maybe. And then we will recap the playoffs, and we will recap the preview the Super Bowl. And until then, we will see you in February. Peace.
All right.